Dear students, I am Dr. Josna Shesagar, Assistant Professor, Department of Genetics and Plant Breeding, College of Agriculture, Baramati. Today we are starting our first lecture of elective bot 242. It is a course number and our course title is Micropropagation Technology. Credit is 3 1 plus 2 means 1 theory and 2 practicals. Is our 4th semester. Okay, today's first lecture is meaning and concept of in vitro culture and micropropagation. Then what is the plant tissue culture? Plant tissue culture is the aseptic culture, means free from the microorganism of any plant part. Any plant part means you take any explant. You see in these pictures, this is the explant, is a stem portion of the plants. This is called as a explant. In vitro means inside the glass or the test tube on an artificial prepared nutrient media, means you prepare or you provide the nutrient media to the our plant for their establishment, and we are artificially provide all the nutrients to the our plant. It's for example is the MS media. MS means Murashig media, means this media is produced by Murashig. Is the one of the scientists under the control conditions, means you provide the light, that's a temperature, humidity, all these conditions or control conditions provided by our explant, and this condition is totally controlled. These plant tissue culture is done in the laboratory, and this all procedure is called as the plant tissue culture. The plant tissue culture is a form of asexual propagation of plants under the laboratory conditions. You see in these pictures, this is the incubation room, this is the growth room, and this is our multiplied explant. Okay, this is our plant tissue culture. Then you take means what? You take any piece of a plant and you get the huge quantity of plants, or the clones is called as the plant tissue culture. Why plant tissue culture you take? The production of a clones of a plants that produce particularly good flowers, fruits, or have other desirable traits, means you take a good quality of flowers or the fruits, or the uniformity. You want the uniformity or the desirable traits, then you go to the plant tissue culture. Then why you use this plant tissue culture? Then second point is to quickly produce the mature plants. In conventional method, you don't get quickly all plants is mature. Then you go through the tissue culture, then you get the quickly produce mature plants. Then the production of multiples of plants in absence of seeds or the necessary pollinators to produce the seeds, means you go through the plant tissue culture, you not require the multiple seeds or the pollinators for the pollinations, means you take any piece of a plant. You, for example, you take a axillary bud, then the leaf portion or the stem portion, root, seed, cotyledon, embryo, then protoplast. You take any part of the cell of the plant and you get the multiple plants of the crop. Okay, then next is the regeneration of a whole plants from a plant cell that have been genetically modified. Means you get the regeneration of the whole plant from the genetically modified. Means you genetically modified your any part of the plants. Means for example, golden rice is a genetically modified plant, means a GM plants. You see in below pictures, first you take this is the procedure of the in below pictures you see this is the procedure of plant tissue culture. First you take a piece of a plant, means a block of the tissue is removed from a plant and a surface are sterilized. Means you use the different sterilizing agent for the removing the traces of the fungus and all the dirts, and then you use the different combination of media, means you provide the artificial media to the your explants. Tissue culture is cultivated in a dish on a nutrient media. Then treatment with the equal proportion of auxin and cytokinin cause the formation of an undifferentiated callus. Means growth regulators in a artificial media is getting a what that getting in artificial media, this growth regulators acting as a major role. Means your cells means the auxins and cytokinin concentration is equal, then your cells is undergoing to undifferentiated callus formation. Your auxins is increased, your cells are undergoing the rooting, and your cytokinin concentration is increased, then your cells are undergoing for the shooting. Okay, then for your you wants the callus, then you maintain the auxin and cytokinin concentration is 1:1. Then you getting the shoots, then you maintain your concentration of auxin to cytokinin is 10:1. And for the rooting, then you maintain the concentration of auxin and cytokinin is 10:2, means lower than 10:1. Okay, you see in the first block, there's a block of the tissue is removed from a plant and the surface are sterilized. Then tissue is cultured in a dish on a nutrient media. Treatment with the equal proportion of auxin and cytokinin cause the formation of an undifferentiated callus. Then third one is the treatment with the auxin to cytokinin ratio greater than 10:1 causes root development on many replicate plantlets. And fourth point, you see the treatment with the auxin to cytokinin ratios less than 10:1 induce the shoot development on many replicated plantlets. Okay, then why you use the plant tissue culture? Then the production of a plant is in a sterile containers reduce the disease transmission. Means you do all the procedures in our lab or the control condition, and you grow your explants or the plantlets in a sterile containers. Means for example, you use the jam bottles or the any bottles or the glass beaker bottles or the boxes in which you grow your explants or control the disease or the transmission of disease controlled by our control conditions. then allows the production of plants from seed that otherwise have a very low chance of germinating and growing, that is the orchard and nephthys. Then next point is to clean the particular plants of a viral and other infections and to quickly multiply these plants as a clean stock for the horticulture and agriculture. Means you use the disinfectant or the remove the all the traces of the virus, means washing with the different fungicides or the bactericides, then remove the all the viruses and fungus, and you use the clean stock for the horticulture or agriculture production. Then what is the micropropagation? It is the in plant tissue culture, micropropagation is a one of the part included in our plant tissue culture. It is a method of propagating a plants by culturing very small part of it called as a explants. Means you use, this is the explant for the propagating a new plant. It's called as the micropropagation. Micro means miniature, means a small. You take a small portion of the plant and get the new copy of the plant. This is called as the micropropagation. It is the true to type propagation of selected genotype using in vitro culture techniques. Means you get the true to type propagation of the selected genotype using the in vitro. In vitro means to controlled conditions you grow your plants. This is called as a in vitro. Then micropropagation derives its name from the miniature shoots or plantlets initially produced from this method of the plant propagation. This is the simply called as the micropropagation. Means you provide the artificial media, you provide the control conditions to our explants, and you get the multiple copies of the plants. This is called as a micropropagation. Okay. In micropropagation, 4 stages are there. One is the stage 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay. First one is the preparatory stage. Then second one is called as initiation stage. Then multiplication stage. Then rooting stage, and then hardening stage. Okay. These are the different stages of micropropagation. And after hardening, you get the plant for your cultivation. Then you see the basic tissue culture procedures. You take explants, then trimming your explants, then give the surface sterilization with the help of different chemicals. Then after treatment, we wash your explant with the help of tap water, and after washing the tap water, you use distilled water and remove all the traces of our surface sterilizing agent. Then several washes in a sterile distilled water. Then you give the 2 to 3 to 4 times washing. Then you explants you use the buds, roots, nodal segments, seeds, any part of the plant you use for the explant. Okay. Then final trimming and culture establishment means after several washing, you go under in the incubation room or the inoculation room. In inoculation room, you do the final cuts and final treatment on the explant, and you inoculate your explant on a artificial media. After inoculation, some days after, means to require the 10 to 15 days for the initiation, and then you shifted your explant on another media for the subculturing. You go through the 6 to 7 subculturing, and after that you shifted your explants on rooting media, then you get the rooting, and afterwards rooting, your explants undergoing in a hardening. In hardening, you take two hardenings. First one is the primary hardening, and second one is the secondary hardening. And after two hardenings is going, then your plants is dispatched for the growing in a horticulture or the agronomical field. Okay. And in inoculation time or the subculturing time or the rooting time, you provide the artificial or the control conditions. You provide the light, then temperature or the humidity. You maintain in your growth room all the conditions to provide your explants, and you get the healthy plants. Okay. This is the basic tissue culture procedure. All crops having this typical procedure. Just only media is different for different crop. Then what is the requirements of tissue culture? One is the appropriate tissue, means you having a proper size of tissue for the growing your generations, means some tissue culture better than others. Okay. Then a suitable growth medium, it containing energy source and inorganic salt to supply the cell growth needs, and this can be liquid or the solid. Means you provide the artificial media, it contains a source of energy, means you provide the media, through this you provide the energy to the plants, and you provide the inorganic and organic salts to the supply the cell growth. Okay. And growth media is a two type of, one is the liquid media and second one is the solid media. Then next one is the, you provide the or you maintain the aseptic condition or the sterile condition. As the microorganisms grow much more quickly than plant tissue culture and can overrun a culture. Okay. In tissue culture, to control, maintain the control condition is difficult, because of you grow your explants in a lab. It is also easier to protect your explants from the organism like a fungus and bacteria, or to control the excess growth or the growth of the fungus and bacteria with the help of you maintain the aseptic condition or the sterile conditions. You use the different sterilizing methods like autoclaving, then drying, like that. Okay. Then you use the growth regulator for the purpose of your plants are having the good growth, means you use the auxins and cytokinin. These are basic growth regulators used in our plant tissue cultures. Then why we should learn a plant tissue culture? First one is the, for the commercial purpose you learn the plant tissue culture, means you take only one piece of a plant and you get the approximate 1000 clones of the your explants. Okay, that's why you use the plant tissue culture. Means for commercial purpose, means the propagation. Then second, its use is for the propagation purpose, means in conventional method you take so many explants for the propagation, but in tissue culture you take only piece of a plant and you get the 1000 approximate 8 to 1000 explants. Okay, then you get the secondary metabolites, means you require the secondary metabolites from the explant. That's why you grow the explants in plant tissue culture. Okay, through the plant tissue culture, means and the next one is the research purpose. Research purpose you go through the plant tissue cultures, means nutrient absorptions, means you learn the how to absorb the nutrients in the plants. You go through the plant tissue culture. Then you learn the growth hormones or the function of growth, how the plants are giving the response to the growth regulators or growth hormones. You go through the plant tissue culture, or you go to the plant tissue culture. Okay, next one is the breeding purpose, means the you use the plant tissue culture for the breeding, means you get the hybrids from the tissue culture. Then the in breeding purpose there is a preservation, means you preserve your variety or the crop with the help of plant tissue culture. And with the help of plant tissue culture you get the genetic variability, or the you see the genetic variability. Then you use the plant tissue culture for the hybridization, means you get the new variety from the hybridization. Then plant tissue culture is used for the selection, means you want the you require this ideal variety for preserving, or the through that selection you conserve your variety or the preserve your variety with the help of tissue culture. Then we are going to one by one. One is the explant. What mean by explants? A small piece of the desirable plant is selected. You see, this is the single explant. This is the single explant. A small piece of desirable plant is selected for as a explant. Generally, meristematic tissue or internode segment of the plant is selected for the micropropagation. Okay, you confirm that's a meristematic tissue or the internodal segments of the plant is selected for the micropropagation. The selected plant tissue is called as explant. This selected explant is called as the selected plant tissue is called as the explant. Then next is the culture media. Which type of culture media you use, which chemicals are used, which growth regulators are used, all these things or all these things is happen in a culture media. The tissue culture so collected is a place in a culture media or the nutrient media for the multiplication of the cells. Means you require the inorganic, organic or the growth regulators. You all the chemicals are combined and prepare the nutrient media or the culture media for the multiplication of the cells. The contents of the culture medium. What is the MS media culture? Chemicals or contents are required. Then one is the agar gel. Second one is the carbon source. Carbon source is provided by sucrose. Then next one is the inorganic salt. Then plant growth regulators, like for example is the auxin and gibberellin. This is the basic requirement in a culture media to provide the plants for their multiplications. Okay. Then next we are learn the terminology used in a plant tissue culture or micropropagation. One is the auxin. Auxin is a group of a plant growth regulators that promotes the callus growth. cell division, cell enlargement, adventitious bud, and lateral rooting. Means auxins is provided by the purpose of rooting. Okay. For examples of auxins are 2,4-D, then IBA, indole butyric acid, then alpha naphthalic acetic acid, NAA. Okay, these are the different examples of the auxins. Then next is the growth regulator is cytokine. It is a group of plant growth regulators that regulates the growth and morphogenesis, stimulate the cell division. Cytokinin is used for the purpose of you getting the shooting. Okay, auxins are used for the purpose of rooting. Okay, then for the example of cytokinin is zeatin, then kinetin, then 6-BAP. BAP means benzyl aminopurine. Okay, these are the some examples of cytokinin. Gibberellin. Gibberellin is a plant growth regulators that influence the cell enlargement. Means gibberellin used for the elongation of the cell or the elongation of your explants. Okay, gibberellic acid. Ga3 is the example of gibberellin. Then what is the explant? Explants is the tissues taken from its original site and transferred to an artificial medium for growth and maintenance. Then callus. An unorganized proliferate mass of the differentiated plant cells, a wound response. This is called as a callus. Callus means what? The unorganized proliferated mass of the differentiated plant cells is called as the callus. Means the simply mass of the tissue is called as a callus. Totipotency. A cell characteristic in which the potential for forming all the cell type in a organism are retained. This is called as the totipotency. For in short, the ability of a plant to regenerate the new plants is called as the totipotency. Okay, this is what is the micropropagation? In vitro clonal propagation of a plants from shoot tip or nodal explants, usually with an accelerated proliferations of shoots during the subculture. This is called as a micropropagation. Before we are learn the micropropagation. Then clonal propagation. What is the clonal propagation? A sexual reproduction of plants that are considered to be genetically uniform and originated from a single individual or the explant is called as a clonal propagation. Then next one is a shoot apical meristem. Undifferentiated tissue located within the shoot tip, generally appearing as a shiny dome-like structure distal to the youngest leaf primordium and measuring less than 0.1 mm in a length when exercised. These are called as a shoot apical meristem. Shoot means upper portion or upper growing of the plants, and there is the some that tissue is present. This is called as a shoot apical meristem. Okay, meristem means a growing new growing part of the plants or the present in shoot. Then somaclonal variation. Phenotypic variation, either genetic or epigenetic in a origin, display among the somaclone. This is called as the somaclonal variation. What mean by somaclones? Plants derived from any form of the cell cultures involving the use of somatic plant cells or plants produce asexually from a single source plant, or the plants derived from any form of the cells cultures involving the use of somatic plant, means you use the somatic cells for the somaclonal variation. Then subculturing. This is the process by which the tissue or explant is first subdivided, then transferred into fresh culture medium. This is called as a subculturing. Then you see the speed of multiplication in a plant tissue culture. Firstly, you initiate the explant, then meristem quarterly along dotted lines, means you take explants, then you divide it after first subculturing, you divide your explant in a quarter, means in 4 pieces, then after 1 month you get the different 4 explants. Okay, then regenerating meristem with produce multiple shoots while in a shoot proliferation media. Then you go through the multiplication media, and again after that's second subculturing, after 1 month you get the again your 1 explants is converted into the 4 quarters, then you get the 4 multiplied by 4. Okay, then you see how much. Then again next subculturing, means third subculturing, you again divided into 4 and you get the this much. Again you divided into the 4, you get this much. After 1 month you go through the subculturing, okay, and you finally you get the that much, approximate 1000 explants you get. Okay, this is the speed of multiplication in tissue culture. Then uses and application of tissue culture or micropropagation. Uses is the to save the species from to save the species from the existing, or its use is to isolate the disease from the plants, means to remove the disease or the isolate your explants from the diseases, to produce the plant with the enhance the stress or the pest resistance. Then next application is to create a new plant variety, or you get the new variety from the tissue culture, and to make a money. It is your advantages or the application of tissue culture. You make the more money from the tissue culture. Then applications are, one is the clonal propagation. In clonal propagations you take different explants like a shoot tip, stem nodule, leaf disc and flower. And advantages of clonal propagation is rapid multiplication. Through the clonal propagation you get the rapidly multiplication of your cells of the plants. Then problem in clonal propagation is mortality during the soil establishment is more, and somaclonal variation is there at the time of soil establishment. And this somaclonal variation is applicable in foliage plants, floricultural plants, then landscape plants, some fruits and seed potatoes use the clonal propagation. Then disease elimination. How to eliminate the disease? You use the apical meristem or the shoot apex. In apical meristem your cells are not fully developed. It is only multiplying or the new emerging cells are there present in apical meristem and shoot apex. That's why you use the this type of explants in the disease elimination. Okay, and some pathogens, means control of pathogens is like viruses, bacteria, mycoplasma. Okay, advantages of disease elimination is you get the cleaning of infected plants, means you get the good quality of explants or the free from the diseases. Then problem in disease elimination is plant regeneration, obtaining disease free tissue, use the heat treatment to overcome your problems. Disease elimination is applicable in carnation, strawberry, potato, nursery crops and foliage plants. Okay, you see, this is the infected explants. Then you take these explants and after this explant, you give the treatment to your explants, then transfer to the media, then multiplying is done, and then afterwards you get the rooting. Okay, then secondary metabolites, means next application or advantages of tissue culture, you get the secondary products or secondary metabolites products. Okay, products are essential oil, food additives, pharmaceuticals, perfumes, insecticides and pigments. Okay, these are the different secondary metabolites produced from our plants. Okay, which explants you use? One is the callus, cells, embryos, floral tissues and roots are used as a explant. What is the advantages of secondary metabolites or products is energy, farming, in vitro use of bioreactors for the mass production. These are the advantages. Or the problem is the energy use efficiency, scale up production and slow cell cycles. Okay, for the examples, are the where the secondary products or secondary metabolites are used. In chocolates, you use the food additives or essential oils, then chicoine, then perfumes, textile and ginsengside. Okay, then next advantages is the germplasm storage. In germplasm storage also tissue culture are used. Which explants is used in germplasm conservation or storage? One is the meristeme, tissues, cells, pollen, embryos, seed, etc. Which method is used for the germplasm storage is hypobaric storage, low atmospheric pressure, cryogenic storage or cryopreservation, means your seeds or the explants are undergoing minus 190 degree centigrade or store in a minus 190 degree centigrade. Problem behind the germplasm storage is plant regeneration after storage, possible chromosomal damage. Some chromosomes are damaged at the time of storage. Then applications are long-term preservation, germplasm exchange between the country. That's why you use the plant tissue culture. Then next is the genetic improvement. Means next advantages is genetic improvement. Which methods are used in genetic improvement? First one is the haploid production by the anther culture. Second one is the embryo rescue. Third one is the test tube pollination. Fourth one is the somatic hybrids. Fifth one is the mutant selection in vitro. Sixth one is the genetic engineering. And seventh one is the seed encapsulation. And problem behind the genetic improvement is difficulty in plant regeneration. Second one is the lack of marker gene. Third one is the stability of recombinant targets. and fourth one is the use of multigenetic traits. And what is the uses of genetic improvement? First one is resistant to disease, insect and herbicides. You produce the resistant to disease, insect and herbicides. Then second one is you control the stress like cold, heat or salinity, means to produce the tolerant variety. Then you get the high yield. Then next one is the nutritional quality, means to maintain or increase the nutritional quality with the help of genetic improvement, with the help of our plant tissue culture. Then vaccine production. In tissue culture we also use for vaccine production. Next one, new horticulture trials, means this genetic improvement is used for the production of new horticulture trials. Then what are the explants and how are they obtained? Plant tissue cultures are generally initiated from the multicellular tissues fragments called as explants obtained from the living plants. Explants may originate from a wide range of plant tissues such as leaf, stem, root, petioles, hypocotyls, cotyledons, embryos or meristems. These are the explants are used for the multiplication or the getting the multiple plants from the explant to callus on a solid media. The explants is commonly cultured on the explant is commonly cultured on a nutrient media like solid in agar, means you use the agar for the solidifying. Explants from a most species of plants may be introduced to divide in an unorganized manner on a specifically formulated nutrient media. An undifferentiated mass of the cells known as a callus, plural calli, is formed within the 4 to 8 weeks. The callus may be divided with the cluster of cells transferred to fresh agar medium to form a subcultures. Repeated subculturing of the callus permits a rapid multiplication of the cultured medium. The plant regenerability may decline and genetic stability of the plant material may be altered, and with the successive subculturing. Callus culture are incubated under the aseptic conditions, normally in a dim light with a temperature around 25 degrees centigrade. Means your callus is incubated under the aseptic condition and normally the dim light is required for the callus growth and 25 degrees centigrade temperature is required for their proper growth. You refer these books for our course. One is the Introduction to Plant Tissue Culture by Razdan, and second book is the Plant Tissue Culture, Kalyan Kumar Dey. Thank you so much for this lecture.